What's up, guys? Noah here from the DigiBros. Today's video we're going to bring you Kaido, King of the Beast. You know, purple structure deck. This is actually the deck I played at the second pre-release we went to. I won with red, the first one I went to, and I got third with Kaido. I was 4 rounds. I lost my third round to the person who won the event. But then I won all my others. It was round 1, it was 2-1 red, 2-0 green. Second round, third round, so when I lost it was 1-2, and then my last round was 2-0 green. But Kaido's got a really strong skill, but it gets a little awkward at times. He's got Dawn -7, so that means you got to shuffle back 7 Dawn back into your Dawn deck to trash one of your opponent's life. It's a really strong skill. Like, it's really strong. Just being able to, you know, essentially give your opponent only 4 life. But it's just the Dawn -7. It can get awkward at times. I know there's ways to accelerate the Dawn within the deck. It's just, it gets hard, especially when you're trying to play like catch up. If you're trying to, you know, especially against green, because they got a lot of that stuff that unsuspends and suspends your stuff, and you're just trying to play catch up. It's really hard. But Kaido, super duper strong. Starting off, there's no one. We're not playing any 1-drops in here. So starting off, I am playing 3 copies of the Sheep's Head. It's just a 2-drop, 4K vanilla, 1K counter. Nothing crazy to say about it. Like I said, I think the 2-drop vanillas are probably the best vanillas within the game. And we just really didn't have anything else to really fit this spot, so we went with the 3 copies of the Sheep's Head. It's okay, it's just vanilla. Moving on, we do have the Black Maria. She's a 2K 2-drop blocker. Really should have just been a 1-drop 1K blocker, because the extra 1,000 doesn't matter. It does nothing. But she's our blocker. Solid, you know, just blockers are good. Blockers are good, ladies and gentlemen. So, and moving on, we got one of the best cards in this deck. It's going to be the Who's Who. He's got the trigger to get played out of the life, and then he's got on play Dawn -1. You KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. Really good card, especially if your opponent swings later, or especially if they, you know, play character, they swing later. Hit this guy, he gets played, pops the character they just played. Really strong. So Who's Who, really good card. Definitely think you should play 4 of him. Yeah, he doesn't have a counter, so he's, but still, it's just definitely worth playing it. Moving on, we do play 4 copies of Jack. Jack on play, you may trash a card in your hand to get in Dawn active. I think the only card you should ever be trashing with Jack are going to be your extra copies of Onigashima. You really only need 1 of them up, but we play 4 because we want to see the card as soon as possible, because this is like easily one of the best cards in your deck. So you need Onigashima up, and then you just play Jack to be able to trash additional ones to gain the more resources. So and he does have a 1K counter, 3-drop 4K. He's pretty solid. Like I said, you really only want to trash Onigashimas with him. That's the only thing from my testing and playing with the deck. This card I don't really like that much. Sasaki right here. He's on play Dawn -1. You get a draw card, and I don't know if it's worth. I mean, if you already got Onigashima up, and then you suspend it and get 1, and then put the same one back with him, so you're not really negging if you got Onigashima up on the Dawn. It's just, I'm not crazy about this card. I'm just, he gives some extra draw power, which there's not a ton of draw within One Piece right now, and so like that helps, but it's just the Dawn minus. So if you don't got Onigashima up, it just feels really bad to use his on play skill. And for our last 3-drop, we are playing 2 copies of the X Drake. 3-drop 5K, 1K counter vanilla. Pretty basic, nothing too crazy with X Drake there. Moving right along, we are playing 2 copies of the page 1 and 4 copies of ulti. Ulti on play, you can don -1, put the page 1 from your hand back in your deck. But ulti is also our 2k counter or super combo, so it's kind of hard to want to use her on play skill, just because you want the 2k counter in hand. But it's still really good if you can play her don -1, because that way you'll get both a 5k and a 6k body on board, which those are 2 really big bodies. So we wanted to. We were liking the 4-2 because, you know, at first we were playing 4-4 and then we were playing 4-3, and then now we're on to the 4-2. I do think this is the ratio we've come to like the most, because, like I said, the 4-drop vanillas I'm not crazy about at all. I do think the 2 and the 3k ones are the best, but just being able to shoot it from the hand with the ulti on play is really strong. And so we're just playing, well, we're going to play the 4 ulti anyway because it's the super combo, the 2k counter. But the page 1, you know, just in case you do have the ulti in the page 1 in hand, you want to do that, you have that option. So moving on, got 4 copies of Queen. Queen's really solid. Queen's a big 6k blocker. On play, don -1, you get to draw 2, trash 1. You know, it's a more cycle. And, you know, there's also a 5-drop with a 1k counter. You know, it's card solid. So we got 4 copies of Queen. Moving on, we are only playing 3 copies of King. King is really good. It's just there's so many things that are within the purple. It's like everything that they can delete with their effects. It's just like 1 too short, because he deletes 1 with cost of 4 or less. So where really, if he could hit the 5, you know, like the Basil Hawkins, the X Drake, all these really strong green cards. Same for like red, like he can't pop the Rush Luffy, stuff like that. It's just he's really good being able to like snipe smaller ones. It's just the bigger ones, you know, King can't really get in there and take care of. But King's really good when to play 3 copies because you want to see him. It's just 4 felt like it was a bit too much on the King, especially if he couldn't deal with like a ton of like problem cards. So King's really good, don't get me wrong. So for our last 2, we're playing a combination of the 2 promo Kaido and the 2 star deck Kaido. Both of them are really solid. They have their pros and their cons. The star deck one, he's 9-drop, don -5, gain rush. So, you know, he's really good for like going for game. We're talking in the red deck profile how strong rush is as a mechanic, and purple just having that. And so, which is really good. Where this one, he's got when attacking, don -2 to gain banish. Banish is a keyword that says if it deals damage to the leader, the card goes to their trash booster in hand. Really strong. We wanted to play some combination of both of these, and then 2 and 2 just felt like the right amount. Because I don't know, you're never going to resolve more than one of these Kaidos per game. So we were playing more of it just so we can see it more, but then we had like a handful of Kaidos. Where this one's also really strong, being able to gain that banish, and he only does don -2, where this one does don -5. So it's some combination of these. I don't know. They're both solid cards, but neither one of them was too crazy. Just this one being able to potentially go for game after you know trash one with a Kaido character. My bad, but the Kaido leader. But that's something that I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the leader. Is he puts back 7. And this guy's a 9-drop, and he puts back 5. It gets a little awkward at times, and that's like my biggest complaint with purple is like the math, and it's just how fast some of these other decks, like red's really fast, green being able to swing a lot. The math isn't always in your favor. So moving on to easily like the best card in the deck is Onigashima Island. You can suspend it to take Don from your Don deck and set it as suspended. So you're just being able to accelerate an extra Don. Turn purple has a lot of stuff where you got a Don minus, so you can use your suspend Don and Don under your characters for Don minus effects, and so it's fine. You're just being able to accelerate the additional ones every turn. Like I said earlier with Sasaki, it doesn't feel as bad if you got the Onigashima. And then if you do got multiple Onigashimas in hand, you do have the Jack on play to pitch it to draw another one. Like I said, you want to play 4 copies because you want to get to this card as fast as you can. And then you got other ways to, like I mentioned, the Jack and the Queen, to being able to cycle stuff out of your hand. Because you only want the 1 up. You just play the 4 so you can get to it. So that's Onigashima. Moving on to counters, playing 4 copies of Blast Breath. This is 1 cost, Dawn -1, which I don't like that. How you gotta essentially have to pay 2 for this one. You gotta pay the 1 and then you gotta put 1 back. So you get 1 yours plus 4,000. Just a counter. Solid. And then the last event card we're going to play is going to be the Bakio Brahmer. This is another one. It lets you destroy one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less. Where, you know, like yellow and blue, they got the Doflamingo and the, not yellow, I apologize, the green and the blue, they got the Doflamingo and the Big Kid. Both of those are 7 drops, where this one just can't snipe it and stuff like that. This is a really good card. It just, you know, delete stuff. Really, really solid as well. So yeah, so this has been the purple deck, guys. You know, Kaido is an actual just monster. Really strong deck. Like I said, the math gets a little awkward at times. Maybe it takes someone smarter than myself to, you know, fully take advantage of, you know, everything that Kaido can do. I do think the deck's really, really strong. Like I said, I was able to get 3rd place with it at my 2nd pre-release. I really enjoy the deck. There's no red, but the deck's really cool. So once again, guys, if you like this Digimon TCG content, you know, make sure to like the video, comment down below, tell us what videos you want to see next. You want to see some gameplay, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. Once again, I am Noah from the Digibros. I'll catch you guys later.